Hey! Welcome back to Ben and Zach. Two Dudes Tuesdays.
Two Dudes Tuesdays.
It is Tuesday, and we are ready to roll today. Zach is very, very tired.
Tired of your crap.
And I'm ready to go. Ready to have one of the best podcasts we've ever had.
This is going to be one of the best. This is a good one.
Fantastic. Fun. Before we get started, I would like to go ahead and
address the elephant in the room.
Yes. Why are we only at 3 likes on Spotify? We asked you guys last week to like and to subscribe and to rate.
What I want to know is who's the third person that isn't our moms? Because that's who we need to give props to.
I think it was my friend Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, shout out.
Good work, Kins. Good work. Wow, a shout out on the podcast.
Hey,
she's famous.
She's what we would consider a day one fan.
Oh,
they're with you from the beginning.
OG.
Right?
Okay,
we'll remember this.
Okay, go ahead and introduce today's podcast. Why don't you?
Well, you see, when you're just a cranky, middle-aged man like me, you have a lot of things that drive you crazy.
You've got some peeves.
You got some things that peeve you.
Do you know what really grinds my gears? It's some peeves.
It's the peeves. And we're going to talk about lots of them.
Yes.
Lots of people that are peeving us.
People, things, and stuff.
You could say they leave it to Peaver. That's...
I had no idea that was coming.
We're gonna address as soon as we catch our breath. We're gonna talk about
leave it to Peaver.
We're gonna talk about pet peeves.
Oh God. Okay, pet peeves. Oh.
So what's top of the? What would you say? What's that one thing that really truly does grind your gears?
Oh well, I think I've got a. I don't know. I think they all are pretty equal, but we did create a list because we wanted to make sure that we had written down some things that were obvious pet peeves.
Yeah.
So let's just start going through a few of them.
Okay.
Do you have a number one?
Oh man. I don't know.
You've been a major hater of lip smacking for a long time.
That's fair.
Long time.
That's probably one of the earliest in my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because you can watch The Simpsons and every meal they sit down to, they're smacking their lips. It's the
on The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
Really?
They eat food and it's like.
Yeah.
But when I eat food. And if there's somebody else, and they could be across the restaurant, if I can even pick up a hint of just loud smacking eating, it makes me cringe. Sends shivvies up my spine.
It's so funny that it bugs you so bad, but it's something I never notice. Not because I'm trying, I just don't notice people doing it. But there's and that's how it is with a lot of things that some people notice and some people don't. It's just funny.
Yeah. And I've even tried to train myself not to be annoyed by it. It's almost like exposure therapy. This guy's smacking his lips. I'm going to get closer to him. Go ahead.
Smack away.
Smack them lips. And no, it just can't get it out of my head.
Mm-hmm. Lip smacking. I mean, that's a pretty common one. Lots of people get bugged by that. Lots. Yeah. Okay, I would have to go with the word tending. I hate when people say tending. It's babysit, not tending. It's funny because the first time I heard that, I was living in Colorado, but it was from somebody who lived in Utah, and they had moved to Colorado, and they were like, "I have to tend my brother," and I was like, "What does that mean?" And don't ever say it again. I don't know, just a word that's always
Where did
bugged
that
me.
come from? Like tend to something, tend to someone.
I guess,
You know,
but boo earns.
babysitting. Yeah, right.
I just do not
Tending.
like it.
That is definitely a Utahism, though, right? Tending.
I think so because I had never heard it besides somebody from Utah. So
Yeah. Did you ever? You grew up in Colorado. Did you guys ever say sloughing?
I
Isn't that
heard
a
you
Utah
say
one?
sloughing. Yeah, I learned it from you. I never.
Playing hooky?
I don't know if that's. I don't know if sloughing is Utah. Because I feel like I've heard that in a movie.
Okay.
Sloughing.
Sloughing. We used to slough school, ditch school. No, I didn't, Mom. Never. You never got a call from the principal.
Sloughing. Loose snow avalanche. All right. Or truancy. Absence from schooling.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right. Well, it's on Wikipedia, so it must be true.
Did you hate that word, or you just
No,
think
I
that's a
did.
Utah
I
word?
always wondered if that was a Utah one. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so your turn.
Okay. I think another one would be, man, I just in general when people are inconsiderate, like it's almost like you're just not there and whatever they need to do is more important than you and your needs. So like we already talked about driving to, ad nauseum in the other episode about anger. So I won't go there.
Ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah,
I've never heard that word
Like-
before.
exhaustively. We talked about it.
Ad nauseum.
Yeah.
All right. So you're saying when their time is more important than yours.
Yeah, they could just do anything that would, you're walking towards a door at the same time, and they just kind of, walk right in front of you, open the door, don't even pretend to hold it open.
Oh, punch those people.
Stuff
in the
like
face.
that drives me.
This morning at Home Depot, no, yesterday afternoon at Home Depot, there was a guy who was standing right in the walkway where I had to go through. Older guy, you could tell he was on the wealthier side. Saw me coming and just stood there. And I wanted to throw him across the friggin' room. Like, dude, step out of the way. And he just stood there. And I had to squeeze behind him, which for me is difficult. I don't squeeze much of anything past anything. Oh gosh, it bugged me so bad. He knew exactly what he was doing, but he was just comfortable. Oh, that guy, if you're listening to this podcast, you suck.
Listen here, mister. Unsubscribe. You're the only one we'll ask to unsubscribe, please.
Yeah, yeah. Do not subscribe.
Another one for me. I got to be careful how I say this one because
Be careful.
you don't know everyone's situation, right? But I also don't care to be overly PC. But it irritates me. And I don't really know why someone would be doing this, but you go through a store, say Walmart,
People love.
and there's people riding carts around, right?
Yes.
The motorized cart might have an injury, might be disabled, might any number of things, but I'm going to guess that at least one out of every
One.
could probably stand up
So you're saying
and burn a couple calories walking around the store.
See, that's funny that you say that though, because I care about everybody, and I feel like people in Walmart who
So you care about my opinion?
need the assistance, we shall not judge.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, I get you.
All right.
I definitely get you. Well, is that more annoying than when kids are doing it? Like just teenagers playing on one? That's pretty annoying too.
That it's only annoying if they're flying up the, because we were dumb teenagers doing funny, crazy stuff for a laugh,
Yeah.
and if they're turning corners and they run my son over, right? Or
Yeah.
slam into our shopping cart. Like that would bother me.
All right, this one's going to strike a chord with so many people. I know it. When other people let their dog crap on your yard. Oh, and they don't pick it up. I actually don't mind if, the dog's fucking my craps and then they pick it up in the bag. But when they leave it there, oh my gosh, I've never wanted to punch people so bad. It happened. So in the townhome I lived in, it happened all the time. And some dogs have like superpower pee that kills your grass in 30-yard radius and never grows back. That's peeing, but also then the poop, these human-sized dukes just cooking out on your lawn. It drives me insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
And then you step in it and you're ready to just grab your 22 for the next pup that walks by.
You're ready to go return the favor on their lawn.
Yeah. So quick story. Yeah. Same thing, lived in a townhome community, and on the HOA page, there was somebody who very tactfully, very nicely was saying, I feel like we've seen a little bit of an increase of dog droppings in the neighborhood. Could everyone please remember to be considerate and pick up, very tactful. And then one of my neighbors who has no filters and just says what's on his mind and doesn't care. And I actually, he said what a lot of us were thinking. He's like, I'll tell you what, if I see one of these dogs crap anywhere in a common area or anywhere and it's not picked up, I'm going to come bring one of my baby's fresh turd-filled diapers and I'm going to come and drop it off on your porch.
Light it on fire.
That was his comment on the HOA page, and I believe he would have done it.
It's so frustrating. The state even tries to put out bags and stuff and support and provide for people with dogs. And the funny thing is I think so. I have family that lives in Colorado where dogs are worshipped. I mean, seriously, dogs. Another pet peeve we were talking about is when people treat dogs like their children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which there's kind of two meanings to that. I mean, people being nice to a dog, that's fine, right? But it's when they say that treat it like an actual child. That always is kind of strange to me.
Right.
But
treat it like a child, but also would step in front of a car to save a dog, but then, treat kids like garbage and they're just annoying all the time.
Yeah, I don't much get that. It doesn't really affect me if somebody does that, so they can go ahead. I don't care. But the in Colorado, there's dogs are treated so well and they're so important that I think, if I recall, my sister was saying that they just don't, people there they always pick up after their dog. They would never just do that and leave it. Because I don't know, maybe that's just also Colorado mentality. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but
just the dog etiquette.
Yeah, but just to walk in front of I was walking my dog last year, and my dog went to the bathroom in my neighbor's yard, and I forgot to bring a bag. So I just called him. I was like, dude, especially with doorbell cameras,
Yeah.
I called him. I was like, hey, this happened. Sorry, I'll be back. And just went and got a bag and picked it up.
Yeah. Good for you.
Okay, how about this though? What if your trash cans are out, they pick up dog poo with their bag, and then they throw it in your trash can? Does that bug you?
If it's out and the trash is going to come?
No, it already came or it's going to come. Either way, your trash cans are out. Would that bug you?
I don't think so. Because I'm putting dirty diapers in there.
Oh, good call.
Right? If it wouldn't stink otherwise, and that's going to stink it up and be a problem, then I might be irritated by it. But no, I'd actually feel appreciative.
I think
yeah. Okay, they went to the trouble of, because this is insane to me. I don't know if there's HOAs out there where all they do is ask you to bag it, and then have you ever seen this? People will actually bag the poop, but then just set it there on the lawn.
What?
I see that so much. I don't know if they hire an outside service. Me and my wife saw it all the time. We'd go for walks in the evening, and Yeah, we'd see these. The poop is in a bag, but it's just sitting on the lawn.
I've never heard of that, huh?
And I couldn't tell if like, yeah, they pay someone to actually come pick them all up, or they're just trying to mock us by saying, "Oh, sure, I'll bag the poop, and then I'm gonna leave it right here."
Yeah. I mean, that's still better, I guess, than just leaving it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I haven't heard that, but yeah, that would be annoying. I think if it's bagged and, you know, tied, that's okay in the trash can. But if they just picked it up with their hand and threw it in,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Oh gosh.
But on that same topic, one more quick story. You know, dogs having the same value or worth as humans in some people's minds. I was on a business trip in San Francisco and sitting at a restaurant for lunch. It's outdoors, and I noticed somebody. I'm facing the street and the sidewalk, and I noticed somebody coming by with like a baby stroller. And I thought for sure that, but I saw this woman, and she's like, she looked a little old to have like a baby. And she gets closer and closer, and all of a sudden I see these three little like Chihuahua heads pop up out of the side of the
Oh
the
gosh.
stroller, and she was taking them out for a walk and to go get some groceries in this stroller. These three little dogs.
You know though, why should that bug us? Why? I mean, it really shouldn't, right?
Yeah,
It
I
really
mean,
shouldn't.
I mean it shouldn't, because like people choose how they want to live their life
I
to an
I have
extent.
had an argument though with somebody who said that their dogs should be considered as valuable as their children, and that to me, I was like, what?
It's too far.
It's like, okay, that I got issues with
I understand when people
to a
say like,
degree.
our dog is a member of the family. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. I had a dog. I had two different dogs growing up. Loved them. They were fun. But like to say that, like, would it impact me in the same way if I lost a child or a sibling
Oh.
versus a dog?
No.
Even a dog I'd had my whole life, it just wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't even be
It'd
close.
still suck. Still be hard.
You can't make as deep of a connection with an animal as you would a human.
It's funny because there's some people right now who are probably screaming at well, our moms, so they probably agree. No, but like there's people who totally disagree with that, and that's fine. I'd love to
Yeah, sure.
have those conversations. I think what I don't like to hear though is somebody who's only had a dog and hasn't had a child.
Right.
Because once you have the child, then you can assess both, and if you still feel that way at that point, then I'm much more willing to be like, okay, that's fine, you feel that way. But I think there's people who've just had a dog and not a kid, and they're like, it's the same. I'm like, no, it's not.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So another fun one that we were talking about earlier is bros, tight bros, Provo bros, flat sales bros. Broy bros,
Gym bros.
gym bros. But the thing is that we also decided about those bros is usually they're so nice.
Well, it's because they want to sell you an alarm system.
Yeah, yeah. They want to sell you. Yeah, but it's funny because sometimes I'll meet, they're usually fit, usually good looking, dress well, but they're bros, and
Yeah.
they're usually so nice, and it makes me so angry because I want to be like, bros, but then they're really kind,
Uh-huh.
and maybe it is because they just mastered how to interact with people.
They're social. Yeah, very, very good that way. A lot of them.
So I'm not sure if I'm that much of a bro hater.
Yeah. You got a point, though. A lot of them that I've come across, once you give them a chance, like, they're nice, right?
Maybe it's just like when we were in college, the early bro, the young bro,
The young bro. I agree with that.
who's always trying to grind and is just annoying about all of it. Maybe that's the annoying bro.
Oh, I just had like 5 bro stories pop in my head. Like, such good bro stories. I'll tell one of them.
Okay.
So I'm early in college, and the thing was, is you would see bros on campus, but they weren't going to school there.
Oh man.
They were recruiting people for a summer sales
To
job.
the pizza party. Come to the pizza
Right,
party.
right. And so I'm leaving campus one time. This is at UVU. And I'm crossing it's a busy road that separates like the first parking lot with an extra parking lot in the back. And you have to cross this really busy road, and there's cars going both directions. And I think there's a crosswalk, but most people don't want to go that far to the crosswalk. Anyway, so I go through the middle of it, and as I'm going, all of a sudden this like, I think it was like a G-Wagon or something, like comes screeching out of the parking lot, hurries and catches me in the middle of the road, stops in that middle lane. He's like, hey man, he's like, and I still remember this. I'm going to guess you're a business major, aren't you? I was like, yeah, actually I am. And he's like, listen, man, you look like a guy that knows business. And I'm like, no, that's why I'm here to learn. You know? But
Not yet.
Then he's like, see my buddy back here in the back seat? Like, that was his segue into how much money they make. He's like, he made $70,000 in 3 months. You know, and starts telling how much these guys made,
Yeah.
you know. And I was just like, good job, bros. Like,
yeah.
awesome.
I mean, it's hard. That stuff's real hard.
Sales in general, like you have to have it doesn't come naturally to everyone. And I think if they knew me, they knew I wouldn't make them any money. And so I was just like, yeah, not interested, thanks. We were nice to each other, but man, I still remember that.
Broski bros. And there's different level of bros. Like I remember, so you've got your just casual average dude, you know, they say a lot of the flat build hat is kind of the easy way to detect them, right? But then there was like this one kid that we knew in college who, you know, covered in star tattoos, was basically your good Charlotte tool, right? That was your bro, remember?
Yeah.
And he pretended to forget my name in front of people, and
Yeah, that's right.
Gosh, man, that was rough.
And we spent a 7-hour drive from Colorado to Utah with him, using first name basis and talking to each other and getting to
just broing out so hard
the very next weekend.
Yeah.
Ben, right?
Oh man, I know so many people.
Dude, yeah, how you been? It's been like 2 days
Yeah.
since we saw.
Okay, I think you should talk about this one because I think this one's good.
Oh man, I just feel like the more I talk, the more I offend people. And
we could talk about something that's not as offensive.
That one's fine. I'll just stay really general about it. But the business world or careers in general, LinkedIn. There is no shortage of people that just feel great talking about themselves and their accomplishments.
On LinkedIn?
Yeah, on LinkedIn. You know, it's what it's there for. It's for some reason everybody thinks that they have these amazing nuggets to share with the world that's going to like change their life, and so they'll write these narratives about today I was at work and I learned something important, and then there's 2 spaces between the next line. Like you could go on LinkedIn and read 5 people's updates, and you'll see they write a line and then 2 spaces, and then another line, and then 2 spaces, and then another line, and it's just like, it's like, wow, everybody gather around, and this is going to change your career forever. No, but it leads me to one more story. This is funny. So, two colleagues of mine, not work related. I'm just going to be very ambiguous about who they were. Anyway, I was in a group text with these 2 people. Anyway, one of them, they had both been nominated for this award where, like, you know, somebody basically nominates you, and then somebody writes a blog post about, you know, up and coming or gifted or, you know, whatever, and you're recognized, and your picture is put into a book with a bunch of people or whatever on a website. And we're on this group text, and one of them goes, "Oh, hey, so-and-so, big congrats on being nominated for the, and nobody else knew about this, right? And so we go and look it up and we're like, oh yeah, okay, hey, cool, awesome. And then that person texts the group back and says, oh, well, what so and so is actually, they're being really humble because they were nominated too.
No, good.
So you saw where that one was
Yeah. Way to
coming
bring
from,
it
right?
up.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Hey, I saw your name on the nomination list amongst other names.
right.
Oh, jeez. All right, one of my final ones: the crack in the bathroom stall. Why? Why? I mean, especially when it's a smaller bathroom and you're sitting there, and then all of a sudden someone walks in and you meet eyes while you're on the number 2 toilet.
Yeah.
That why would you put a space there?
It makes no sense.
I mean, it doesn't that seem like that should be against every law and rule that has to do with bathrooms? Like in a school, I was in a school bathroom at a softball game. I was in one of my daughter's softball games, and I was in the school bathroom, and I felt like I could have shook the guy's hand between the crack in the stall, right? Between the door and the whatever the wall or the part of the.
You should have offered your hand.
Oh yeah, right. What's up?
Said, nice, dude.
Yeah, but why the crack? I just don't get it. I've seen some that have like an extension piece that just just to cover it up,
Yeah.
or change the way the door is created, because it's so awkward.
That's a good call. That is a good one.
I feel like most Mavericks are like that too. I have a lot of experience in public bathrooms. Much experience.
Hey, there's one more that I've known about you for a long time. A certain food when it's too hot. Why don't you share that one?
Hot soup. Hot soup takes so long to cool down, and it burns your mouth, and stupid people bring it out to you at 1,000,000 degrees, and it's so angering. And when it's too hot, then you have like a 7-second window to eat it where it's not too cold and not too hot.
Yeah,
It's just infuriating.
that's so true.
Yeah, your tomato soup is either going to just absolutely wreck your taste buds, or you're going to get a film with creamy bubbles on top because you let it cool. I don't know. I just don't like hot soup. And then it sits in your belly and gives you hot belly, and
Yeah. Makes your whole body hot.
I'm not into it.
I guess in the winter that's kind of nice, but yeah, no, I remember the first time you told me that, and like you were furious about it. You weren't just a little frustrated. But you're absolutely right. Finally, when you wait for it to be cool enough, but by the time you get to those last several bites, they're cold. They're cold.
Yeah, it is. It is frustrating. It is kind of a weird pet peeve, but I just I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't order hot soup.
Yeah.
I just don't order soup really, except for like tortilla soup is real good, but that never comes too hot. Like it's more, it's like thicker, so it's not hot. I don't know.
Stuff that's more like brothy, water based, it can get really hot, right?
So hot, dude.
Yeah.
Like Lipton chicken noodle. Holy freak! That's like kissing Sauron. That was a nerdy. That was a nerdy joke.
I pictured it though. That was good.
Thank you.
I gotta mention one more because it's on the topic of food. But so here's an example. Guy Fieri on Triple D. We love him. He's hilarious and he's great.
He
He's
should
entertaining.
sponsor us somehow.
Yeah, he should.
He's probably subscribed. Hey, Guy Fieri, sponsor our podcast.
But sometimes, yeah, he'll be like talking about, they walk through the ingredients of whatever it is they're making. And okay, so a pinch of salt. Oh, yeah, white pepper, some garlic powder, some ricotta. And he'll say that one word like in Italian.
Yeah.
Or, because he's Italian.
So annoying.
But, he doesn't go to a Mexican restaurant and say, okay, let's put, the beans and then the onions and the tortilla.
La tortilla.
He's not saying that. But
I was at I think it was it was either a Carrabba's or a macaroni grill one time, and I was like, yeah, I'll take the bruschetta. And the person goes, okay, one bruschetta. And I was like, yeah, bruschetta. Okay, we'll get you the bruschetta. I was like, oh gosh.
She'd be like, no, 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 I don't want that.
No
I
bruschetta.
don't think you can.
I just
you
want bruschetta.
Just bruschetta, please.
There's also that there's a Instagram thing going around with this guy who makes fun of a girl because she said a word like that where the whole thing was normal and then she says something and so he starts saying everything that way. He's like, now I'm gonna eat the pancake.
I think I've heard that.
It's the tap of water.
Yeah, that is good.
It's a lot of return missionaries are like that. Well, they'll bust into some sort of accent on something, especially in the Cafe Rio line. You got to think people at Cafe Rio are so sick of that.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe not, but
Or they go to like a taqueria and the person at the register like has been in the United States their entire life and speaks perfect English and they're like, sí, dos tacos de carne asada, por favor. You know,
yeah.
they're just like, okay, bro.
Well, so I know this podcast seemed maybe a little
Yeah.
negative, Nancy,
Man.
but it's funny. Everybody
It is.
has pet peeves. And honestly, the people that we've spoken about who do these things, I mean, I do things that annoy people all the time. So
You do.
let me count the ways you annoy me. But it's just fun to talk about some of those pet peeves, especially the ones that are geared towards Utah that, people understand that live here.
Yeah.
Like the speaking at Cafe Rio, things like that. So it's just more about fun and really us not being so bothered by little dumb things.
Exactly. That's the thing, right? Acknowledging that when I come across a pet peeve, I pretty well try to remember it's like it's not this person, it's me. I'm the one who's annoyed.
It's not annoyed. It's annoyed. He said annoyed.
It's the annoyed. I'm the old cranky codger.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that was fun. Well, if you have any other if you out there have pet peeves or agree with our pet peeves or want to yell at us for not thinking dogs are children, then hit us up on where can they hit right now? Because you can rank us on Spotify with stars. There's like a 5-star, only do 5 stars ranking system.
I think the other stars are broken anyway.
Yeah, you don't want to
just
they're broken.
one on the far right.
I think the IRS controls those 4, and so if you hit 4 or 3,
You have to pay taxes.
something like that.
Yeah.
So don't do it. But we got our Instagram up, 2 Dudes Tuesdays, but we haven't really posted a lot there because we don't do video. But you
Right.
can put comments there. Maybe Facebook. No.
Are we gonna post like, hey, this episode's out on Instagram and then the link to it? We tried that, but it wasn't a hyperlink, so we're gonna fix that.
Yeah, we'll fix it. We'll work
Get
on
that-
that right now.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of getting comments, and I like the idea of taking episodes and just responding to those comments. Like,
Absolutely.
really funny.
Probably the best platform we're gonna end up with. Instagram will be great, but yeah, once we get in video format, YouTube
Yeah.
be a great place to leave a comment,
YouTube.
like, and subscribe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll work on that. But either way, you can go to our Instagram page. You can just search for 2 Dudes Tuesdays, the number 2, and then Dudes Tuesdays, and then friend us and feel free to make comments anywhere.
Yeah.
So, and in case we don't see you again,
Good afternoon, good evening, and good
night.